Our big focus today comes from Pune. India's apex court on multiple occasions has said that justice must not only be done but also seen to be done. However, an order by the Pune Juvenile Justice Board has left many wondering about whether justice has truly been meted out. To put things in perspective, let's tell you what happened. First, an overspeeding drunk teen brat kills two people by ramming his Porsche supercar into a bike in the wee hours of Sunday. Then, within hours, there's a travesty of justice that takes place. The Juvenile Justice Board in Pune not only lets him go on bail, but in fact asks the minor driver to work with the traffic police for 15 days and then write an essay on the accident. Also, that he should get a treatment from the doctor to help him quit drinking and should take psychiatric counseling and submit the report. Now, this order, understandably, has not only triggered widespread concerns but also raised questions over the law covering juveniles involved in cases leading to someone's death. Meanwhile, the teen's father, who happens to be a prominent builder in Pune, and the bar that served liquor to the teen have both been booked under the Juvenile Justice Act. Let's go across to my colleague Shivani, who is joining us with more details. Shivani, it boggles my mind. I know that there are laws which govern juvenile crimes, and there's a wider debate that persists over it. But the brass tacks are this: a kid who's drunk and is driving a car, neither of which he should be doing at the age of 17, kills two people, and all he has to do is to work with the traffic police for 15 days and write an essay. Are we serious?
Well, if you see completely, this is just another example that will be settled in front of other youth and juveniles, that they can easily run over anybody and they merely have to write one page of essay and have to just assist the traffic policeman and learn some of the traffic rules which he or she certainly did not study earlier. And that's why it is a wrong example. We have also seen in past that there were multiple such cases which were committed by juveniles, and they have been given strict punishment. They have been given months and months of punishment, that how they need to take care of their minds. The training needs to be done. They need to be learn all the rules, no matter which crime they have committed. But if it has hurt the people, if it has turned illegal or has made a crime scene, then they have to learn those procedures, protocol, and get the punishment done. In this very case, we can clearly see the influential person, the accused in the matter, who comes from an influential family, owns this luxury car and also owns the luxury to get easily out of this case by some of the influence that he has used in the case. And clearly, if we go through the conditions those have given to him, they clearly say that he has to quit drinking, which he can obviously start once he turns 18. Then he also has to take psychiatric counseling and submit a report, which will be a matter of a month. And of course, writing an essay of a page is just merely a few minutes of task that the individual has to do. So this is one of the wrong example that is being set for the juveniles. And we have to also see that the juvenile was caught by the Aam Janta, by the local people, those who were present at the spot when the accused
Okay,
was
Shivani, just stay on with us. Shivani, I request you to stay on with us because we are speaking to some important former cops as well and legal experts in the fraternity to understand where exactly is this justified here. And joining me on the phone line is V.N. Rai, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Mr. Rai, thank you so much for speaking to our viewers on Mirror Now. How do you read this? Yes, the juvenile justice laws are different. They may seem a bit mild at this point, but they have been construed for a reason. But surely, even to the most sympathetic man, this seems to be a bit of a stretch. Someone who is drunk underage, someone who's driving underage, kills two people, and then all he has to do is to work with the traffic police on community service and write an essay.
This is very unfortunate, very unfortunate. And it is very clear that a rich person has been favored. He was driving a luxury vehicle, killed two persons. He was juvenile. It means that he did not have a license. He did not have a driving license. Even his father, who was the owner of the car, or whoever was the owner of the car, he has permitted him to drive. It means that the liability should be fixed on the father also. And it is very unfortunate. I think it is very difficult to comment because the courts are very sensitive and they will say that it is contempt of court. But let me say that money has played a big role in this judgment. And it is very unfortunate. Higher courts must step in, they must intervene. Otherwise, it is going to set a very wrong precedent.
Okay, Mr. Rai, that's a very strong statement you have been made, and many of our viewers, I'm sure, will agree with that. But let's assume at this point that the Juvenile Justice Board has done everything that was possible within the ambit of the law to ensure the strictest punishment. Do you agree that to be the case? And if not, do you feel that there is more scope within the existing law to give out a harsher punishment or give out a more stricter deterrence to both the accused in this case and his father and the bar which served him liquor?
As far as I
Mr.
know,
Rai?
there has been an amendment in the Motor Vehicle Act, and now the adult person who was the master of that vehicle, he also owns some responsibility. He should be punished. And this boy should also be given harsher treatment. Being juvenile, it means that in Nirbhaya case, everybody should have been acquitted. So this is very unfortunate. And I personally feel that it is a sad day for Indian justice system.
So you mentioned Nirbhaya, Mr. Rai. That was a very important case because that was the first incident that really triggered the debate as to whether for heinous crimes, a juvenile, especially if the juvenile in this case is above the age of 16, should be tried at the same level as an adult here. That was, of course, a law which came into effect after the Nirbhaya case. And to the best of my knowledge, it applies to heinous crimes of that of sexual assault and murder. Do you feel that it's now a time for a discussion at least, or to also widen it out to bring cases such as this, such as culpable homicide and other serious cases where even a negligence on a person's behalf leads to the loss of two lives?
He has taken two precious lives have been lost because of his negligence, his careless driving. And worst part was that he tried to run away. It was only the crowd which caught him and handed him over to the police. So what message we are going to give to our society? You have money, you have tons of money, so you can get scot-free. You kill two persons and you say that I am a juvenile. What your father was doing, how did he allow you to drive that vehicle? Father should be held responsible. And this boy should also be given a harsher treatment. Being juvenile does not mean that you get a license. I have no idea whether he was drunk or not. Most likely you will find that he must have been drunk also. And then he is trying to run away.
I can confirm to you, Mr. Rai, that he was. I can confirm to you that he was drunk. He was drunk, and the bar which served him liquor, without checking his identity or knowing that fact that he was underage because of his social clout, has also been booked. But again, Mr. Rai, his father and the bar have been booked under the Juvenile Justice Act. So one again assumes that these are provisions which do not really carry the maximum possible punishment under them here. So it is a travesty of justice, Mr. Rai. And Shivani, thank you so much for joining us with those details. It is something that we at Mirror Now will be continuing to look at very closely and debate through the evening as well.